I have three little kids. They loved Migration. And let me tell you, Uncle Dan was their favorite character.
Oh, that's so good to hear. I really had such a good time working on migration. We you know how these things take so long, these animated movies, you go in and out to do the voices and the people and most people are on Zoom and they're all over the country and other countries and Illumination, the company itself, who does this, who did migration, I worked with before on the Lorax when I played the Lorax. So I had such a good time doing that, and I know these guys very well. I know their quality is up, and it's really a fun, bright trip. I'm so happy that the kids liked Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan is a tough character. He's kind of stuck in the mud in a way, not quite, but he's a good it's good fun, and I know the kids will love it.
Well, and Benjamin Renner told me he has a very specific vision for his animations. He doesn't like cheap humor or slapstick humor. How did this influence your performance and the overall tone of Uncle Dan?
The idea is it's not a joke movie. I mean that it basically the best character, comedy and the best stories always come out of the characters. Like even if you look at Taxi or you look at Cheers or you look at shows like that, you look the characters, um, the character like you had Louis and you had Nardo, Mary Lou Henner, and you had all these folks. They had their specific character. So the funny stuff comes out of the fact that it doesn't have to be a always a punchline. It has to be something that you relate to the audience, you and the kids, and uh and they find funny, how somebody gets up, how somebody gets down, how somebody maneuvers in the sky, how somebody does, how they relate to, and what they feel, they're being, you know, they'd rather not do, but they wind up doing because they have some kind of feeling in their heart for somebody else. So that's basically, I think those things were all touched on in migration.
Absolutely. Well, and you have one of the most incredible careers. I love your work, but
Thank
you do a lot of family-friendly things. What draws you to these type of clean,
you.
wholesome films that the whole family can watch?
My kids, I've always, my career, I've done shoot 'em up movies and big, really kind of like crazy adult movies that are like, like actiony or gangster movies or whatever. But I started out doing My Little Pony because my kid was born like 40 years ago or whatever, and she loved My Little Pony, and I went and did a voice in that, and then I did Hercules because I wanted to see. I wanted my kids to see my hear my voice coming out of these various and crazy characters. And then when the Lorax came along, that was like perfect. They were a little older, but still, it's like a fun thing to go to an audience, go to a movie theater and sit with an audience, especially of kids. When I did Matilda, I that was what was on my mind. I really felt like why I wanted to make Matilda with my daughters brought me the book, and we were starting to read chapter books, at that time, not only picture books, and they brought me this Matilda. I had no idea about the book until the kids brought it to me. And so I tried to, make that movie a a film that everybody would like, adults would like, because I put some scary things in it, but with the Trunchbull and all that kind of stuff. But basically, you want to sit there. I've done it where I've sat and just instead of watching the movie, sat and watched the kids. And I think in migration, you feel the same way. You watch an audience full of kids watching these ducks, and that's the satisfaction right there. It's not the movie's terrific. It's great to be in it. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad the kids liked it. But the joy, it's like the first time I took my kid to see Peter Pan. A little girl. Lucy was like a kid sitting on the edge of her seat, just mesmerized when that window opened and Peter Pan flew through the window. That's the stuff that that's why we do it.
Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you very much.
It was so nice to meet you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.